There we go. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Marquis Saint, and every morning I am up and I am blessed and I am shining. And that's what I wanted everybody else to have is some shine in their life. You know, this is the morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marquis Saint. And every morning I go live so everybody can see what's going on with this time. You're going to get with me. We're going to go driving to the auto parts store because today we have an appointment. 8 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's moaning, yawning, and we're going to get into it. It's already been a minute and you get 10 minutes of shine from me every day as we talk about mental health, mental wealth, and physical wealth and financial wealth. So that way we can always be well-rounded, right? This is what we're doing here. So, can you see? Perfect. All right. There is a, there we go. Left the Wi-Fi, started driving away, and it had to go again. So, talking about a time to fight. I was explaining to my homie that when I would wrestle, there's certain times where you need to fight a lot, right? Like you need to fight off your back, and that's going to exhaust you. And the reason I said you got to fight before that is because once you're in a position like being on the bottom of a pile, you're always going to be fighting off your back. You're always going to be fist fighting and exhausting yourself from that position. And most people aren't fighting for a better position. They didn't fight before the position got negative. They didn't fight before that position became a losing position. And that's why I had to have this conversation with people this morning. It was like, you're not fighting hard enough. And they're exhausted. They're looking at you crazy like, what you mean, man? I got nothing else to give, bro. All I do is fight every day. You don't understand my problems. First of all, you ain't got problems, you got challenges. Second of all, your biggest challenge is to get your mind right. Like I talk about it every morning. When your mind's right, you don't see situations all fucked up. When your mind's right, you start calculating for opportunity. You start calculating for solutions. And that's something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about solutions. That's something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about solutions. They want to talk about problems. They want to just focus on it as if focusing on it is going to make it better. And I was shocked at this type of behavior where I was asking somebody, when you talk the shit, does that improve the smell of the shit, right? Like when you talk shit, does that improve the smell of the shit? And I'm just curious because a lot of us talk a lot of shit and we're not improving anyone's lives, right? We're not doing anything good by ourselves or others around us. We're fucking up morale. We're fucking up our own energy, and the whole vibe is going to be fucked up because you can't toughen up. Because you can't toughen up between the ears, you're going to be trying to toughen up with your muscles. And I keep telling people, use your mind. Will yourself into a better position, because now you're going to be exhausting yourself because you're behind the 8 ball. Instead of staying prepared, you're going to have perspiration. And I don't want to see people perspire. I don't want to see them struggle in their lives when they could have fought a minute back and got the touchdown, got the punch, beat the person to the punch. Instead, they themselves are getting punched. They're so exhausted they can't even put up their hands to protect themselves at all times. So I'm like, yo, all times means all times. That means even on downtime. So when you drinking on the weekend, you already starting to self-destruct yourself. And then when it comes Monday, Tuesday, was it Tuesday today? Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, now all of a sudden you're crying, I'm getting kicked out. I have problems. Yeah, your first problem is you're self-destructive. Your second problem is that you got no mental discipline. If you got mental discipline, you would have trained yourself to not be in these positions. Every time I'm looking at UNLV right now. Every time I'd be going to school was another learning process for me. Let me tell you, case in point. You see this scar on my hand? I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, that came from a footing. I don't know if you ever know footings, but those are like the big columns with the concrete at the bottom so the building doesn't sway. Anyway, I'm cleaning out a footing so more concrete gets around the rebar, the iron that's inside the concrete. And I reach in and I pull this little chunk of shit out, and the rebar split my hand the fuck open, so much so that it's the darkest blood I've ever seen out of my body in my life. It was literally like ruby red, fucking crimson. And I was like, what the fuck? And I hated it. I hated construction in that moment. I realized it wasn't for me. I realized that I need to get busy working, and people are like, well, you're already working, you're already in the sunshine, it's 100+ degrees outside, you were catching heat stroke, you were getting up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning to avoid the heat. All of this combined did not deter me from working even harder. That's right. That was so funny. I watched the meme this morning, but the guy was pumping him up. He was a high school coach, football coach, whatever, college coach. And he was saying, what's funny is, like, lazy people, they don't ever work hard. But hard-working people feel like they're lazy, and that's your boy Saint. I'm working my ass off, and I still feel like I'm not doing enough. I still feel like I can do more. I still feel like I can push myself, and the competition is me. I'm always in competition with myself to see how I can improve my mind, improve my attitude, improve my lot in life. If you are not working that hard, then you are going to find yourself on your back with problems instead of solutions, always looking for something to blame or point or it's that guy's fault when it's this guy's fault. And there's no one's fault. You know what I mean? That's for children. Accountability is what we're talking about this morning. You need to be accountable for your actions. When you say you're going to do something, do it. And don't leave the pile to the end so it's some big ass day of fucking hard work. The only way to take out a pile, excuse my burps, the only one to take out a pile is log by log. And if you don't put in your logged hours and you ain't putting in the hours, the 10,000 hours expertise is going to look like a fuck ton of work that you can't accomplish. But bit by bit, just like eating an elephant, you got to eat an elephant bite by bite, and that's daily. So on all of our worlds and the way that we live, we got to train ourselves to be able to step up to the occasion and stop fucking looking for somebody else to come save ourselves and start saving ourselves. Right? Where they say save your soul, save yourself. You have the opportunity to give yourself a better mental ability, looking for solutions, and stop blaming other motherfuckers for shit that you had to go on with yourself. So in your own mind, activate it now. Look for solutions. Stop focusing on the problems and focus on the things you can handle. It's not about what you're given, it's what you do with what you got. And everybody's got a lot, and they just got to stay focused and see themselves with the opportunity to change what's in front of them. And that's how I look at things. That's my viewpoint. That's why this is the Morning Marijuana Motivation. And on that note, let's hit that motivation. Let's get a big rip here. Find yourself in a better situation by outworking it. I used to diss my dad all the time. I knew he would fuck with me on Saturday morning cartoons, so I'd beat him to the punch and do all my chores first, then start watching TV. So then when he came over and turned off the TV, I could go back and turn it back on, because I already do your work. And do it now, because before it becomes a big old pile that you got all day and all week that you could have done it, and you procrastinated, and now it's this big fucking dragon in front of you. And that's what I'm trying to keep people from getting slayed by, is the dragon of procrastination, the dragon of you could have beat this dragon to the punch. We all have that opportunity to not be on our backs. We all have the opportunity to take initiative and to be the person on our tippy toes, ready to explode from the gate, out the gate into life, swinging at it, instead of, oh, it's swinging at me and I'm defenseless and I'm a victim and I don't have my hands up. It's your job to protect yourself at all times. And that's your Morning Marijuana Motivation. On my heart from the start, it's your boy Marky Saint's Addiction. We out here. Let's go ahead, like, share, subscribe. I do this my heart from the start, and peace and love as always. Cheathon. Done, share it, subscribe, sink in, because I'm the pop pastor and I want everybody to get reach and teach too. I want them all to feel the spirit. I want them all to light up. And as the light comes on me, that's the end of the show. Peace and love. I'll see you on the other side. Beijos. Amor. More beijos. See you. Come on, man. Come on, man.